Alright, we got this time. Hi John, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just... Okay, whatever. Hi John, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Hi John, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself? Bro,
You know what you can do?
I can't believe they expect you to do 50 minutes without no edits.
Imagine someone that's coming in about to kill themselves and you're just laughing at that. Yeah, well, okay. Hi John, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Not too bad, thank you. My name's Brian. I'll be your counsellor today. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
How's your day been so far?
Yeah, alright. Just finished work.
Oh,
Night
nice.
shift, so.
Oh, very nice. So I just thought before we get into everything, if we go over the confidentiality here at Windsor, are you kind of aware of what confidentiality is?
A little bit, not much so.
Okay. So I just thought we'd run through the policy of confidentiality here at Windsor, and so basically what we want to ensure is that you feel as safe as possible telling us anything about, you know, whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And that we, the only time that it'll only just go into a file, like our case study, our case notes for this. So I'll only be able to see it and just to track our progress. So like once we get to a happy place that we can see back and look at your progress and really find like a proud achievement in that.
Yeah.
But also the only other times that it will need to be taken out of file is to maybe my supervisor might ask me to have a look at them just to see if like my service is good enough and I'm actually helping you to the rate that you want to, like whether that's slow paced or fast paced or but just effective. Also for legal purposes, if you get into any like legal action in court or whatever, like in the case and the judge asks for your case notes, would have to give them to that just for legal requirement. And the only other time, which if that ever happens, is that if we come to a conclusion where an agreement that it'd be helpful to see another health professional, like a psychiatrist or something, I would have to be able to give them a referral. I'd have to maybe give them some of the case notes, and but I wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't request for a referral without getting you to sign something first and you agreeing on that, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, just to make sure that you know that nobody that you talk about, nobody around you, none of your family members will hear about this. It's just between you and I, between these four walls, and that is it.
Yep.
Yep. So if you just don't mind looking at that and just signing that.
Thank you.
But take your time. Thanks so much, babe. So I thought just to get into everything. So what kind, if I can ask, at your own rate and speed, what made you come to counselling today?
I've just been questioning my choice of career recently. There's been a few incidents, but one in particular recently that really stuck in my mind and I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, what is that situation?
Basically, just one of my supervisors, they just asked me after I made a mistake. They said like, "Oh, are you sure nursing's the right career for you? You know, there are other jobs out there. You know."
Okay.
And it just
And
really discouraged me.
Okay. Yeah, so it's got you discouraged. And when you heard that, what did you what was the first thought that kind of came into your mind?
I don't know, I was upset at first, obviously, but then I just started thinking about it more and more. I started to question if nursing is for me. So.
Okay, and so you're studying at the moment? Was that workplace or
I'm
work
a student,
experience?
so I'm on, what do you call it?
And how do you,
Placement.
and besides from that comment that he's made, how do you find the environment? How do you find, treating patients? How do you find all the rest of the career?
Well, it's chaotic, it's stressful. There's always so much going on all the time, and I've got a big responsibility, otherwise I'd be in big trouble. So it's just really stressful.
But do you find it enjoyable?
Rewarding? It's very rewarding. Seeing people with happy at the end of the day. When I've helped them, but at the same time, very stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so so what would be the main kind of after that comment? Did every single time that you came into placement again, was there the same kind of? What did you feel? Like, were you feeling nervous? Were you feeling like
Yeah, I was like,
sad because he said something to you, or what was the?
yeah, I was like avoiding particular people
Okay. Yep.
and like trying to stand back and get other people's opinions, double guessing myself, you know. And I was also like stressed and sad and that sort of thing.
Has he ever said anything like that to you before?
No,
No?
the first time.
Was the
Yeah.
first time? Okay.
It was just very visceral, just out of nowhere.
Just
You know?
yeah, very blunt kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So how do you find like outside of placement? Are you a very big overthinker, or do you you love
Yeah.
life?
Yeah, I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I've had all my life. You know, just overthinking about everything, from the littlest to the biggest thing. You know.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for telling me a little bit about that, mate. I thought that we'd just dive into that like a little bit more, but maybe bring into maybe like a therapy. Is that like into like a certain therapy and some techniques with this? Is that alright?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you ever heard the therapy in psychology and counselling and what have you of CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No. So what that is it's a therapy that kind of entails that we give you some self-help strategies, and it helps the way you think and maybe changes the way you look at certain perspectives of what's going on in a situation, or just in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay with moving forward with that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So it's really about challenging like what's just happened. Obviously, these things are really hard to talk about, and I really do appreciate you being so upfront about it all. But so do you think with this situation that's happened with your placement, do you think before that happened were you fully invested in nursing, and that's just changed, that one thing's changed it all, or has it, or were you?
I mean, yeah, I was always stressed, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've always had a passion for helping people, and I've always found it so interesting and, as I said before, rewarding. Having people come up to me and thanking me. It's just I love it. I loved it. Well, I still love it, but just more anxious about it now.
Okay. So would you say that because of because of what's transpired between you and your supervisor, that you've lost a bit of motivation?
Yep.
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 Okay. So on that day that happened, how was his mood towards other people? Did you kind of was there any kind of, I guess, display on that happening, or like did you see him? Was he a happy person? Was he a sad person? Was he a little bit angry, or?
Yeah, he didn't seem himself, but I don't think that's really an excuse to say that sort of thing to somebody.
I don't think any of this is. I don't think there's a good enough excuse to treat somebody poorly like that, especially as you're looking for him for guidance and everything with this career that you want to take. But how about when he was talking to you? Like when he was saying those nasty things to you, how was his body language? Like was his I don't know. Let's just for example, was his knuckles fisted, like, or was he like tense? Like was his shoulders up? Was he quite relaxed, or how was his facial expressions as well?
He was. I guess he wasn't making eye contact. He kind of looked a bit flushed, I guess. But other than that, he seemed, I guess, pretty relaxed.
Okay. Yep. And did he call you into like for a meeting, or like did you see him after an explosive argument with somebody else? Or?
No, he said it to me in front of everyone, which I think made it worse.
Oh yeah. And how did that make you feel?
Well, embarrassed.
Yeah, embarrassed. Yeah.
I'm there to learn. I'm still learning. So.
did anybody else come up to you after that altercation and kind of talk to you about, like, you know, be supportive, or everyone just kind of left it as it was?
I think it's, you know, it's just so busy. Everyone's just so busy. I don't think anybody really had time to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's yeah, it's really unfortunate that, you know, somebody has one of those moments and it actually comes out on you as well as in front of everybody else. But in saying that, again, repeating that there is no excuse for, you know, poor behaviour like that towards you, especially since, like, I can see that you're a very motivated human being and you really want to do well with whatever you choose to do in, you know, career and your life and what have you, because you've displayed that to me. But like, when he was saying that stuff, and if he's never said anything like that before, do you think that there is a sense of maybe something else is going on and it wasn't, like, just because it might have been a bit of an aggressive emotion, that it might have been misdirected towards your emotions, not because you took it wrongly, but because he.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it is a very pressure-heavy job.
Yeah.
So whether it be related to work at all, but I don't know. It still didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
And I know. It just didn't make me feel good.
Yeah. What was, like, I know we talked about how you felt. Like, what were the emotions what were the thoughts that were going through your head after he had that altercation with you, kind of that I guess that one-way argument with you?
I just didn't want to be there. I just wanted to go home and go to bed and not wake up, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Just wanted to, I don't know, I was just very sad.
Yeah.
And I was just questioning everything.
Yeah. Has he tried to engage in another, maybe not a conversation but an apology, or just even a talk with you at any point afterwards, or no, not really? You just try to stay separate?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay away from everyone.
Yeah.
Just try to, unless, like, you know, I need to, or I need someone's advice or opinion, just because I'm double guessing everything I do. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay away from people like the supervisors and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I should be, because I should be learning. So.
Yeah. Okay. And moving forward, how do you feel that, like, if we were to, I guess, chat with him and talk to him and see how he's feeling, and it came to the result that it wasn't aimed at you and he just took his anger out, unfortunately, towards you, how would that make you feel? Would an apology, do you think, would that, and a decent talk between you to change, I guess, realign your path with nursing, or would you think that because he's kind of taken those comments towards you, do you think that's hard? Obviously it's hard, but
Yeah, it'll definitely be hard to talk to him.
yeah.
I guess that's probably the best thing to do moving forward. But I guess I have to bring myself up to doing that conversation.
Yeah.
And having that conversation, yeah. And
Yeah.
I just think, when I think about doing that, it just makes me really anxious.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm shutting down if I think about it, or try to work myself up to it.
Yeah.
And I can't do that at work because I've got to be alert.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, what would you struggle with the most? Would you struggle with, like, the confidence to go and talk with him, or like trying to think about what to say to him, or what would you?
I think just working myself up to go talk to him.
Okay. Alright, so
maybe I could plan a meeting, I guess, when I'm not on shift. But
yeah, well, even if you were to go to him and maybe say to him that hey, I'm not sure what his name is. Steve, is it?
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah. So if you go up to Steve and say, hey mate, or hey Steve, can we have a chat later, please, just to discuss about the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that might be one of the ways to do it. And just say, talk about how passionate you are with it all, and that you want to help people, and you don't want to make it hard on anybody at all, because that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Just maybe remind him that just then alone.
Yep. Stuff. And alright, so I think that was really good. And if you ever need to kind of, I guess some strategies to kind of use in your own time.
Yeah.
To kind of I guess like go for a walk or do something enjoyable. Like, what do you like to do for some fun?
I like fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. So go fishing. Plan a fishing trip if some situation gets stressful, or go for a walk, or
Yeah.
do some breathing, and just think about why you started the route that you did with nursing. Just make sure that you're always trying to be as positive as possible. I understand being an overthinker myself, that it really isn't as easy as you just saying it. So yeah, just use those. I've also got I've got a sheet of paper for you, which is like a bunch of helpline. So you've got Lifeline, you've got our number, you've got 000, and you've got a suicide prevention and all that. I know that it's currently it's not that severe, and hopefully it never gets to that point. But these are there for you. Just all these people are working for these organisations because they feel so strongly about mental health.
Yeah.
So just take that on board, and if you ever need it, that's there for you. But yeah. After this session, we can maybe discuss another appointment if you feel like it. But if not, then just ring back if you ever want one. But thank you so much for meeting with me, mate. I really do appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you.